Hey Year 6, welcome to your e-learning. Today we're going to be looking at ratio language, our introduction to ratio. So I'm going to run you through why we need it, okay, and some examples of questions you might face and how to solve them. So firstly, why we need ratio. Well, we need to learn about ratio because it comes up in everyday life. If you go to a supermarket and you want to get something, I might need 9 sets of laundry detergent. Sounds really fun. Grown up life, buying laundry detergent. But I might need 9 of them, okay? And I see an offer, buy 2, get 1 free. So I can work out that actually for every 2 I buy, I actually get 3. So how many lots of 2 do I need to buy? Well, 2, and the extra one is 3, so that's 1 lot. And the second lot, 2 and an extra one, that's 6, 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9. So I've got there, and I've actually got 3 free, which is brilliant. So again, you'll hear this and see this all the time. Division and multiplication, they're going to be very, very important, okay, during the ratio unit, and proportion as well, and scale factors. So make sure you're on top using your TT Rockstars, okay? Now, not only will I see it in the shops, I like to cook. So if I'm cooking for myself, I might have a set of ingredients for 1. But then if I have visitors, I might have 3 or 4 people over. Okay, and if I've got 4 people over, I need to up the ratio of ingredients. Okay, I might normally use 2 broccolis and 1 onion, but I need to now multiply that by 4 and use 8 broccolis and 4 onions to make the correct size portions. We might do this when we travel as well. When we're going somewhere, we might be able to work out how I might travel 60 kilometers in 10 minutes, okay? And I can break that down. Someone might go, well, how many, you need to stop off at mine after 5 kilometers, how many minutes is that going to take? Well, that's going to be half of that, or there's actually, for every minute, I'm traveling 6 kilometers, so I could do 6 times 5, okay? So I'm traveling 30 kilometers. Don't worry if this is all shooting over your head, you are going to learn this, and you'll be fluent in this by the end of the unit. So let's get into it. Let's see some questions you might face. Okay, here's one. Boys and girls. I've used boys and girls, and the first thing I've done before I'd even read any question is I've counted how many girls there are and how many boys. Now, a lot of questions, especially will come up in your GL, will ask something that you think is obvious, and they'll give you 3 sentences to write. They'll ask, write 3 sentences to explain this ratio. And the first one is pretty simple. For every 4 girls, there's 12 boys. The second one is very simple. For every 12 boys, there's 4 girls. And then you might be sat there like, what's the third? Okay, the third is where we have to do some division, okay? You take the biggest number and divide it by the smallest. How many times does 4 go into 12, or is 12 divided by 4? It's 3. Okay, so that means that for every 1 girl, there are 3 boys. And I can test this out, and I'm going to show you. Whee! All the way down there. Can you see that? And I've grouped them. I'm not being scared to draw on my work or draw it out, especially in ratio. Don't be scared to draw, put circles round, highlight things. So my 3 sentences would be for 4 girls. If there's 4 girls, there'll be 12 boys. If there's 12 boys, there's 4 girls. For every 1 girl, there are 3 boys, 1 and 3. Okay. Now, you might be asked a question that is half finished, and we'll use the boys and girls again. You might be asked, what does this tell you? For every 4 boys there are, so you've got to actually count. You've got to go, okay, for every 4 boys, so you group them. You see I've grouped my boys, and now I need to designate a girl to them. Okay, so 1 girl, 2 girl, 3. Oh no, look, one's gone there, one's gone there, one's joined that group, and this one's all alone, it's got no friend. Well, I'm going to have to share her. Luckily this isn't real life, because it'd be very messy. I'm going to have to share her out, and I'm going to have to divide her into how many parts? I'm going to have to divide her into 3 parts, because there's 3 groups, okay? And each part needs to go into one of these. So we're going to end up with each girl, there is one and 1/3 belonging to each group, because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1/3 of her goes in there, 1/3 goes in here, so 2/3, and 1/3 goes in here, 3/3. Okay. Another question you might face, and I'm going to use the board this side this time, is you get given a sentence, okay? It's meant to trick you, but it's not. Actually, the answer's very clear. It actually gives you the advice. You might be given, there's a ratio of boys, 3 to 1. So for every 3 boys, there's 1 girl, okay? There are 12 girls. 12 girls. Sorry for the shorthand. There are 12 girls. How many boys? Guys, the answer is already in the question. 12 girls, okay? For every 12, for every 1 girl, there's 3 boys. So what do we do to 12? We times it by, 12 times 3, come on, we should be doing our rock stars. Well done. So it's 36 boys. Okay, guys, that is the quick introduction to it. Just to give you a little bit of advice, number 4 on your White Rose questions, have a look at it. It's just a bit of fun, okay? Don't need to record anything, find things, stack them, make ratios yourself, okay? Enjoy.